We've all been there, right? That January 1st energy is just electric. We set these huge goals, we buy the new planner, and then by February, all that momentum is just gone. So, why does this cycle happen over and over again? It's a super common experience, and the answer isn't just a lack of willpower. It's actually about the whole approach we take. So, today, we're going to look at a blueprint for 2026 that completely flips the script. It's an approach that stops chasing that unreliable feeling of motivation and focuses on building something you can actually count on every single day. And that thing is structure. Okay, let's dive in. The core issue has never been a lack of ambition. It's the method we're using. Setting these massive goals without a system to back them up, that's like trying to build a skyscraper without any foundation. For 2026, the big idea isn't just to set goals, but to build a machine that runs on process, not just passion. First, we have to talk about this little paradox. Sometimes the sheer size of our own ambition is the very thing that stops us in our tracks. It creates this intense pressure to be perfect from day one, and that pressure, it often leads to not starting at all. So let's try a little thought experiment. What if, instead of just listing all the things you will do, you started by defining what you absolutely won't do? This is the whole idea behind the anti-resolution. It's about identifying the things that are sure to make you fail, those self-sabotaging habits, and just committing to avoiding them. And this quote just nails it. It perfectly illustrates the power of that mental shift. It's a strategy called inversion. By just steering clear of the really obvious mistakes, you create a stable foundation. You're not constantly putting out fires, which frees you up to actually build something that lasts. Avoiding disaster is a fantastic start, for sure. But a year is long, it's messy, it's totally unpredictable. To get through it, you're going to need a mental toolkit for those really tough days. So let's get into the mindsets that build the psychological bedrock for consistency, especially when your motivation has completely checked out. Have you ever just stared at a blank page, completely frozen? Yeah, that's the voice of perfectionism telling you that your first try has to be amazing. The trash draft is your secret weapon against that. It's a simple, powerful permission slip to be messy, to be imperfect, to just get something, anything down on the page. Now, what's so powerful about this is that it reveals the secret to getting unstuck: momentum. The second something exists, even if it's total garbage, you have something to work with. The paralysis is broken, and the process of making it better can finally start. But what about those days when you are just completely drained? You're sick, you're exhausted, you're overwhelmed. This is where the idea of a non-zero day is so crucial. The rule is simple. You are not allowed to do zero. The goal isn't some heroic effort. It's just to do one single thing to keep the streak alive. So the key takeaway here is that this is not about these unsustainable bursts of intensity. It's all about continuity. A 0 day breaks the chain, and that makes it so much harder to restart the next day. But one push-up, one sentence, 1 minute of review, that keeps the chain intact. And over a whole year, that continuity is what creates incredible results. These mindsets are absolute game changers. But let's be real. Ideas alone don't really survive the chaos of daily life. To make them stick, they have to be part of a simple, practical system. We need to go from the why to the how. And this brings us to a framework shared by DUVORO Academy. And what's so great about it is its simplicity. This is not about some complex app or micromanaging every minute of your day. It's a really stripped-down system built to track the one thing that actually matters: showing up. Okay, so the entire system is built around a simple paper calendar. But notice, its purpose isn't for scheduling, it's for tracking. At the end of each day, it asks just one binary question. Did you follow your system today? It's not about how many hours you worked or how you felt. It's just, did you do the thing? Yes or no? Every day gets a simple check or an X. And here is the most important part. The X is not a judgment. It's just data. It's a tool for being honest with yourself, not for feeling guilty. The goal is never a perfect month of check marks. It's to look at the calendar after a few weeks and see the real pattern of your own consistency. And this physical system has one non-negotiable rule, which ties directly back to that mindset we just talked about: the 0 day rule. A day where you do absolutely nothing towards your goal is forbidden. Why? Because we all know that 1 0 day just makes the next one so much easier, and that's how good habits stack. The framework is also built on super simple routines, like a night shutdown. I mean, look how simple this is. It's just a clear sequence to end the day that prioritizes recovery and gets your mind ready for tomorrow. Because honestly, tomorrow's success is almost always decided the night before. So when you boil this whole approach down to its absolute essence for, say, academic work in 2026, it really just comes down to these three things. It's not about 100 different tactics. It's about an unwavering focus on the fundamentals, consistent review, regular self-testing, and disciplined sleep. Everything else, it's just optional. So what's the ultimate takeaway from all of this? Well, it's probably the most critical shift you can make, to stop waiting to feel ready and to start building a structure that works even when you don't. And that is the central idea right there. Motivation is a feeling, and feelings are fickle. They're great when they show up, but they always disappear when things get tough. A solid structure, though, that's an ally. It's the process you follow on your best days, and more importantly, it's the one that carries you through your worst. So the key is that neither of these pieces works on its own. The mindsets, like the anti-resolution and the non-zero day, they give you the psychological resilience to handle setbacks. And the system, the calendar, the simple routines, gives you the practical framework. When you put them together, you get a repeatable blueprint for making real progress. As we wrap this up, the only question left is the one you see on the screen. And it's not about some vague, far-off goal. It's about that simple grid of boxes on a calendar. What pattern of check marks, of simply showing up for yourself, are you going to build one day at a time?